So activity 8 from the first unit, number sense and algebra, will be on solving ratio, rate, and percent problems. Before we begin, we're just going to go over some basic problem solving strategies. So the first strategy is to make a model. So if at any time you're doing a question and you really need to see what something looks like, for example, how much space 6 cubic centimeters takes up, you could always make a model with something like building blocks or the cube centimeter blocks that may be in your math classroom. A picture or a diagram is useful when you're trying to explain something, so you can sketch either a map or a rectangle or whatever shape and start labeling information on, and it might help you to see what's going on a little clearer. You can look at the problem and see if there's a pattern, and never be afraid to use patterns in order to find the answer. And if you can't see a pattern, but you have some sort of idea of what the answer should be, you can guess and check. Pick an answer and then check to see if it works inside the problem. Sometimes making an organized list helps you sort the information, and once you get it out of the problem itself and kind of pare down how many words are there, it's easier to see what you need to do. Tables and charts are helpful to organize information, and sometimes taking the information and putting it into a table or chart makes a pattern appear that you could use to solve the problem. Make a simpler problem, especially if you recognize the question. You think, I've done something like this before, so you can always go back to a simpler problem and see how it compares and use that to help you. And sometimes if you know what the answer is, but you can't explain it or justify it, you can start with the answer and work backwards, and then that'll show you what kind of math you were using. And finally, never be scared just to use logical reasoning. So it's kind of like common sense for math. So just if you think it makes sense to do something, do it. And as long as you're not breaking any math rules or doing anything crazy, it will work. So problem solving is not just for your math classes. Right now you're going to use it in other classes as well, but you will also have to use it throughout your life as you are solving problems. And now the strategies above, we're going to use some of them throughout the next examples, and some of them will come up in later activities as well.